Number 10. Paul Heyman mocks Jerry Lawler's heart attack. During CM Punk's heel run as WWE Champion between 2012 and 2013, he enlisted the services of Paul Heyman to make sure he stayed on top of WWE's mountain. During this time, he would enter a feud with Jerry the King Lawler, who had suffered a legitimate heart attack on the September 10th, 2012 edition of Monday Night Raw. Luckily, the King would make a full recovery and return to his announced duties. However, one night when CM Punk and Paul Heyman were cutting a promo in the ring, Punk turned his attention to Jerry Lawler, calling him out. Heyman would then pretend to have a heart attack in the ring and fall to the floor with CM Punk mockingly calling for help. Jerry Lawler looked on in disappointment as Heyman sat back up laughing at Lawler, with CM Punk stating that Heyman nearly gave him a heart attack. The fans would boo heavily as Heyman and Punk laughed it up. Number 9. Lay Cool's Mickie James segment. On SmackDown in 2009, Michelle McCool and Layla formed a tag team known as Lay Cool and would terrorise the women's division. The pair would soon feud against Mickie James and would stop at nothing to mentally dissect Mickie at any chance they got. During the November 20th, 2009 edition of SmackDown, Michelle McCool made fun of Mickie James's weight and nicknamed her Piggy James, even superimposing her face onto a pig, which left Mickie crying in the middle of the ring. The pair would even force cake into Mickie's face during another bullying segment on SmackDown. Eventually, Mickie would get revenge on the duo and have the last laugh. Although WWE fans would go on to criticise WWE's decision in going this far to hurt Mickie's feelings, she would later comment on the angle, stating how she hated it, but has had people come up to her since then saying that the storyline helped them gain strength with their own issues of being bullied. Number 8. Randy Orton disrespects Eddie Guerrero. In November of 2005, Eddie Guerrero passed away to the shock of many, leaving fans and wrestlers heartbroken worldwide. The WWE would hold a special tribute show to Eddie, celebrating his life and career. Rey Mysterio was one of Eddie's best friends, and the WWE saw this as an opportunity to push Rey into the main event scene. Rey would go on to win the 2006 Royal Rumble and win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 22 in honor of Eddie. However, the road to Rey Mysterio's WrestleMania payoff wasn't all smooth sailing, as beforehand he had to face Randy Orton with his championship shot on the line at No Way Out. During the build-up to their matchup, Orton and Mysterio would face off in a promo battle on SmackDown, where Orton would make a disrespectful comment on Eddie Guerrero's passing, saying that he didn't belong in heaven, but in fact hell. This gained huge boos and some cheap heat, but the fans responded with some harsh criticism for the WWE's tactics. Number 7. Big Boss Man feeds Al Snow his dog. During the summer of 1999, Big Boss Man and Al Snow entered a heated feud. During their rivalry, Big Boss Man would steal Al Snow's dog, promising he would give it back if Al managed to defeat him for the Hardcore Championship. However, the Big Boss Man went back on his word and didn't return Al's dog, despite losing the match. He would then go on to invite Al Snow to his hotel room to discuss the situation and to have dinner with him. But little did Al Snow know that the meat that he was eating was in fact his own pet dog. After this, the pair would even go on to face off in an infamous Kennel from Hell match at Unforgiven 1999 to blow off the feud. The storyline crossed a very delicate line, but luckily for them, the animal rights activists were not as active as they are today. Number 6. Triple H comments on Booker T. Triple H started his reign of terror back in 2002 when he was handed the World Heavyweight Championship by Eric Bischoff. The reason this reign is known as the Reign of Terror is because Triple H portrayed a notorious heel gimmick that held a death grip on the title with Ric Flair by his side, and his opponents had little to no chance of taking the title off him, even when it made sense for them to do so. One such case was when Booker T earned the right to face Triple H at WrestleMania 19 for the World Heavyweight title. However, during the build-up to the event, WWE portrayed Booker's redemption arc from a troublesome childhood to the main event of WrestleMania, until during a promo on an episode of Monday Night Raw, Triple H allegedly made some racist remarks about Booker T to his face, and to make things even worse, WWE fans were outraged when Booker T lost the match at WrestleMania despite having to endure this embarrassing storyline. Number 5. Kane impregnates Lita. After losing his match against The Undertaker at WrestleMania 20, Kane started a romantic storyline with Lita, which saw the Big Red Monster forcibly take Lita under his control. The storyline went too far on several occasions, with Kane destroying Lita's boyfriend Matt Hardy, followed by a forced on-screen wedding between the Big Red Machine and Lita, before having Lita announce her kayfabe pregnancy, which was against her will. As if that wasn't shocking enough, Lita would later suffer a miscarriage after Gene Snitsky knocked Kane into Lita after being hit with a steel chair. Overall, the WWE went too far with the storyline, as the fans criticised the company's decision to go ahead with it, as most of them felt uncomfortable watching Kane forcing Lita into a relationship and pregnancy. Number 4. Muhammad Hassan attacks The Undertaker. In 2004, Muhammad Hassan debuted as a stereotypical foreign heel that Vince McMahon saw as a prototype monster antagonist. Hassan would quickly enter a feud with The Undertaker, and rumours even circulated at one point that Hassan would go on to defeat Batista at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight title. Obviously, this never came to fruition after a segment on the July 4, 2005 episode of SmackDown, where Hassan prayed on the entrance ramp to summon 5 masked men, who went on to attack The Undertaker, choking him with a wire. The WWE could have toned it down with the racial stereotype, but it came to bite them in the ass when the segment coincided with the London bombing attacks. It led to WWE sponsors asking them to remove Hassan from television, which eventually ended his career at the Great American Bash 2005. Number 3. Heidenreich assaults Michael Cole. Heidenreich only featured in the WWE between 2003 and 2006, yet found himself involved in a variety of bizarre storylines. WWE finally decided on giving Heidenreich a psychopath gimmick, who would run in during random matches and attack other wrestlers, and even recited strange poems which he called disaster pieces. The character was just getting started on the main roster when he developed a fascination with stalking Michael Cole. WWE would choose to make a huge leap by booking him in a controversial segment on the September 16, 2004 episode of SmackDown, in which he sexually violated Michael Cole in the backstage area. He would then read Michael a poem afterwards before letting him run away, proving to be another truly twisted segment from the mind of Vince McMahon. Number 2. Edge and Lita live sex celebration. After breaking up with Kane and with Matt Hardy in real life, Lita started a scandalous on and off-screen relationship with Edge in 2005. This was the start of Edge's rise as the rated R superstar, and his relationship with Lita helped catapult Edge's stock amongst the fans. The couple shared numerous close moments on television, but they took it way too far when they chose to have a live sex celebration on TV to celebrate Edge winning his first WWE Championship. WWE placed a bed in the middle of the ring and played some provocative music as Edge and Lita attempted to do the job in front of thousands of fans, all before Ric Flair and John Cena came out to interrupt. However, it didn't go all too well with the parents in the audience, as they didn't want their children to watch such explicit content on a wrestling show. This segment now lives on in infamy and will likely never be duplicated ever again. Number 1. The Katie Vick segment. Triple H always brought out the best in himself when he portrayed a heel character on WWE television, and it has helped him to achieve numerous accolades over the years. The game's gimmick never feared any sort of controversy, and did what was necessary at any cost to achieve his goals. He even used those same triads during a feud with Kane in 2002, which led to the infamous Katie Vick segment. Triple H accused Kane of having a girlfriend named Katie Vick, who the Big Red Monster had killed in a car crash, and that he molested the corpse. He claimed that he had footage of Kane doing the deed, but instead it was himself wearing a Kane mask, where he would climb on top of a mannequin dressed as Katie Vick whilst inside of a coffin before violating her. To this day, many fans still see this angle as the absolute worst in WWE history. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more wrestling content.